Welcome back to the channel JF Coin lovers, treasure hunters, collectors, history seekers and every single viewer who loves exploring the world of rare United States pennies. Today's video is not just another ordinary coin story, this is the unbelievable, powerful and extremely valuable journey of the 1963 Lincoln penny, a coin that millions of Americans once kept casually in their pockets while buying soda, newspapers, and gasoline, never realizing that decades later a special piece from this year, this mint, this exact design, could shock the entire coin community with an extraordinary market value reaching up to an impressive $442. Yes, a single humble copper penny from 1963 minted at the Denver Mint, carrying the legendary portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, can be worth hundreds today. And today, I am going to take you on the deepest dive possible. Prepare for a long, rich, captivating historical journey, value breakdown, market insights, era categories, condition secrets and everything you need to know about why this penny has become one of the silent treasures of American numismatic history. Let's begin our story by traveling back in time to the early 1960s. It is the year 1963. America is in a rapidly modernizing era, new technology, old traditions, classic American design and a strong national identity. In this atmosphere the United States Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents, but 1963 held a very special place in history. This was one of the final years the penny was made from high copper composition, which gives these coins their rich deep color and long-lasting durability. The famous Denver Mint, marked by the iconic D Mint mark just beneath the date on the obverse side, struck more than 1 billion coins in that year. But despite the massive production, not every coin was born equal. Some came out of the mint nearly flawless, perfectly struck, deeply lustrous, and preserved for decades without a single scratch. These ultra-sharp examples, especially when untouched, are exactly the reason some 1963 D pennies rise dramatically in value today. Now let's talk about the design itself, because the Lincoln penny carries the most iconic portrait ever placed on an American coin. Sculptor Victor David Brenner created the design in honor of the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The profile of Lincoln on the obverse is strong, determined, and historically significant, capturing the spirit of American leadership. On the reverse, the classic wheat ears design had already been replaced by the Lincoln Memorial in 1959, so the 1963 D penny proudly carries the detailed Lincoln Memorial building, each column representing strength, structure, and heritage. What most people don't realize is that early memorial cents, especially those from the pre-1980s era, were crafted with far deeper detail and richer relief, making high-grade examples incredibly satisfying to view under magnification. So how does a coin that was worth only 1 cent in 1963 reach a market value of $442? The key is simple but powerful: condition, rarity and perfect strikes, eye appeal, luster, historical significance and collector demand. The moment a 1963 D penny leaves circulation without any wear and is carefully preserved, its grade starts climbing. When it reaches the highest category, known as mint state, collectors become extremely interested. When it hits super high mint state, especially MS66, MS67 and above, the competition becomes fierce and the price skyrockets. A coin with blazing red color, no scratches, fully original mint shine and sharp edges can easily achieve values in the hundreds. That is exactly why certain ultra-preserved survivors from the Denver Mint can reach $442 or even more depending on buyers, auctions and market excitement. Let's talk deeper about what creates this value. First is luster, the glowing, swirling, almost liquid shine that dances across the surface when light moves. Only original uncirculated coins retain this effect. Second is strike quality. Some coins were struck with fresher dyes, leaving razor-sharp details in Lincoln's hair, coat edges and the tiny lettering on the reverse. Third is coloration. Collectors categorize Lincoln cents as brown, red-brown or red. The rarest and most valuable are brilliant red examples that look almost brand new even after 60 years. When a 1963 D penny achieves full red designation at a high mint state level, price levels begin to rise dramatically, pushing the coin into the premium category that can reach that $442 mark. Now we must explore errors because era coins from the early 60s always generate high interest. Some 1963 D pennies show doubled dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, repunched mint marks and weak strikes. Each of these errors adds extra value, sometimes doubling or tripling the price depending on rarity and visibility. A dramatic double die on either the obverse or reverse can instantly lift this penny into a much higher value range. Collectors love errors because every one is unique, a one-of-a-kind piece of mint history. When a rare error also comes in high grade, then the value absolutely explodes. Moving deeper into history, the 1963 D penny also represents the last chapter of America's pre-modern coinage era. It was minted just before major changes came to United States coins, including shifts in metal composition for other denominations and eventual transitions in the penny itself decades later. Collectors often value coins not only for their physical beauty but also for their place in the timeline of American culture. This penny stands between two meaningful eras, the classic Copper Age and the modern minting period. Now let's connect everything to today's market situation because modern collectors are more active than ever. Auction houses, online marketplaces, coin shows and grading companies all play roles in determining price traction. When a fresh, high-grade 1963 D penny appears, collectors jump instantly. With millions of collectors searching for premium memorial cents and far fewer perfect examples available, competition increases. This pressure is exactly what drives certain coins to values like $442 in today's active market. The symbolism of Lincoln, the beauty of the design, the nostalgia of early American coinage and the rarity of ultra-grade examples all merge into one extraordinary formula for value. If you want to identify whether your own 1963 D penny might be valuable, examine it under good light. Look for full redness, shiny surfaces, sharp details, no scratches, no spots, and minimal marks on Lincoln's cheek and jaw. Turn the coin slowly and look for swirling, unbroken luster. These signs indicate potential high grade. If you suspect a rare error, check the date, mint mark, lettering, rim and reverse strike carefully. Every detail matters. In conclusion, the 1963 D Ultra Lincoln penny is a small but powerful piece of American history. A coin once worth just 1 cent now holds the potential to reach as high as $442, proving that treasure is hidden in plain sight. In your pocket, in an old jar, in a forgotten drawer, collections passed down from family members, anywhere a common penny might rest, a valuable gem could be waiting. This is the magic of coin collecting, the beautiful mystery that makes every discovery feel like uncovering a piece of treasure. If you enjoyed this long deep dive and want more videos on rare pennies, Liberty coins, quarters, dimes, nickels and historic American currency worth surprising amounts of money, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and comment below what coin you want me to explore next. Your support brings more fascinating stories, more history and more hidden value to the world. If you want, I can also write a shorter version, a more dramatic version, a storytelling version, or a second script for another coin. Today we dive deep into a coin that many folks think is just a penny. But what if I tell you that some 1977 US pennies might actually be worth a small fortune? We're talking about the 1977 Lincoln penny, a coin that rolled out of US mint presses by the millions, but under the right conditions or with the right error, could spark real numismatic excitement. Stick around, because by the end of this video you might want to check every penny in your collection, or in your old jars. Let's get started. Point 1. Scroll quick history and basics of the 1977 Lincoln penny. Back in 1977, the US was still minting the classic copper-based penny under the long-running Abraham Lincoln Memorial design. That year, millions of pennies were struck at different mints. The no mint mark pennies struck in Philadelphia. Coin identifier +1 the D mint mark pennies struck in Denver. Coin identifier +1 and there were proof pennies from 1977 produced in San Francisco with an S mint mark. Coin identifier +1 these coins are composed of copper, about 95% copper, 5% zinc, giving them that classic reddish brown or bronze look. Cointrackers.com +1 under normal circumstances. A 1977 penny was just a 1 cent coin, worth exactly what it says, 1 cent, but in the world of coin collecting, normal isn't always where the real intrigue lies. Point 2. Police car light the reality. Most 1977 pennies are common, only small premiums. If you dig through coin shops, yard sale jars, or even piggy banks, chances are your 1977 penny will be a regular one. According to trusted coin value guides, a typical circulated 1977 penny, no special mint mark, worn condition, sells for just a few cents, maybe 2 or 3 cents. U.S. Coins Guide plus 1 even uncirculated but common 1977 pennies, unless they're in top condition, typically fetch modest amounts, often in the range of a few dollars or tens of dollars at most. Cointrackers.com plus 2 rarest.org plus 2 for example, 1977 pennies, no mint mark or with D, usually sell around $2.61 in typical uncirculated condition. Cointrackers.com plus 1 so the idea that every 1977 penny is worth hundreds is inaccurate. Point 3. Gemstone. What makes a 1977 penny valuable? When you might actually hit gold, but here's where things get interesting. Under certain special conditions, rare errors, perfect preservation, or proof quality, a 1977 penny might fetch much more than face value. Here are the kinds of pennies collectors fight over: high-grade uncirculated, mint state, MS, pennies. If a 1977 penny has been preserved in near-perfect condition, untouched by circulation, sharp details, bright original luster, such pieces are far rarer than everyday pennies. According to coin market data, MS-grade pennies from 1977 can reach $20 to $30 or more depending on mint mark and exact condition. Cointrackers.com plus 2 coin value checker plus 2 proof coins, 1977 S mint mark. The San Francisco minted proof pennies, 1977 S, are specially struck for collectors, and thus inherently rarer than circulation cents. Depending on the grade, how perfect the coin is, those can trade for significantly more than ordinary pennies. Cointrackers.com plus 1 error coins, misprints, or unusual minting mistakes. This is the lottery ticket of coin collecting. On rare occasions, a penny might have been struck with errors like misaligned dies, double die impressions, off, center strikes, or other anomalies. Such errors, if authentic, can attract strong interest among collectors. Rarest.org plus 2 pennyverse plus 2 for example, certain extraordinary specimens, under extremely rare and perfect conditions, have pushed the value of a 1977 penny far beyond what you'd expect. U.S. Coins Guide plus 2 coin identifier plus 24. Warning: so what about the worth $442 claim? Reality check now. You may have heard someone claim that a 1977 penny is worth $442, or similarly inflated prices. There are a few important caveats and explanations. For most 1977 pennies, especially those found in circulation or stored loosely in jars, that price tag is wildly exaggerated, unless the coin is certified in exceptional mint state, or is a rare error/variety. It's unlikely to fetch hundreds. Market valuations vary widely. Even when a coin is uncirculated, the difference between just uncirculated and gem, pristine uncirculated with perfect copper luster, can mean the difference between a few dollars and potentially a few hundred. Reports of very high prices, hundreds to thousands of dollars, typically involve coins that have been graded and authenticated by professional coin grading services, and are sold at auction, not from casual listings or loose change. In fact, according to a major coin price reference, the regular mint state 1977 penny sells around $2.61 for many pieces. Cointrackers.com plus 1 so, a headline like 1977 penny worth $442 might grab attention, but doesn't reflect the reality for 99% of those pennies in circulation or in collections. Point 5. Direct hit: what you should do if you have a 1977 penny or mini. Check, grade, and protect. If you've got one or a hoard of 1977 pennies lying around, maybe in a drawer, piggy bank, or old collection, here's a quick checklist. Don't assume it's valuable just because it's old. Treat it first as a regular penny. Most 1977 pennies are common and worth little more than their face value. Examine under good light, maybe with magnification. Look for unusual details, doubling on letters or date, off-center strikes, odd coloration, or planchet anomalies. Those are what often make coins collectible. If it looks pristine or unusual, consider professional grading. High-grade uncirculated or error coins only hold value if authenticated and graded by reliable services. Otherwise, in hand, valuations are speculative. Store properly to preserve condition. Use coin holders. Keep coins dry and away from oils. Your fingers can cause oxidation, and avoid cleaning. Cleaning often reduces numismatic value. Be realistic about market value. Even rare coins only fetch high prices when they are truly rare and buyers/collectors demand them. Point 6. Sparkle's conclusion: the 1977 penny is cool, but not always a gold mine, so here's where we land. The 1977 Lincoln penny is a neat little slice of U.S. numismatic history, a coin minted by the millions across different mints, in a composition that echoes the classic copper coins of decades gone by. For the vast majority, though, especially those worn or circulated, it's just a penny. But if you happen to hold one in exceptional shape, or one with a genuine minting error or rarity, it might be worth more than you expect. The idea that every 1977 penny is worth hundreds or thousands is misleading. The truth is nuanced. Value depends heavily on condition, rarity, mint mark, and sometimes, a little luck. So yes, if you love coins, nostalgia, history, or are just curious, dig up those old coins. Take a close look. Maybe you've got a small treasure in your pocket. But always keep expectations realistic. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, smash subscribe, ring the bell, because I've got more stories about coins, errors, and hidden treasures coming up. And if you found a 1977 penny, or any old coin you think might be rare, post a good quality photo down in the comments. I'll help you look at it. Until next time, keep hunting, stay sharp, and may your pennies surprise you. If you like, I can also prepare a full video script including timestamps and B-roll cues for you for intro, close-ups, fact overlays, value charts, slides. That way it's ready to copy-paste into your video editor. Do you want me to build that for you now? Today we are diving deep into the world of one of the most surprising and underrated modern American coins, a tiny copper-coated penny that many people still ignore in their pockets, but collectors across the country are quietly hunting for. Yes, today's spotlight is on the legendary 1-cent 1990 Lincoln penny, a coin that at first glance looks ordinary, but in rare conditions its value can shoot up to $442 in today's collector's market. If you think the coins in your home are worthless, get ready, because this episode will change the way you look at every single penny forever. Take a deep breath, sit back, relax, because the journey we are about to start is filled with history, secrets, hidden varieties, minting mysteries, and market value shocks you never expected. Let's begin. The story of the 1990 DP and why the year is 1990. The Denver Mint is in full production mode. Billions of Lincoln Memorial cents are pouring out of the facility. At this point, most people saw the penny as just a simple coin, barely enough to buy anything, but the United States Mint was still designing and producing each coin with precision and honor. The famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, originally crafted by the legendary designer Victor David Brenner back in 1909, continued to shine on the obverse. On the reverse, the strong and symbolic Lincoln Memorial stood as a tribute to unity and the American spirit. Despite being a very common coin, something special happened with the 1990 D issue. The coins may look the same, but collectors discovered that certain pieces struck an extremely high grade, untouched by circulation, preserved in pristine, almost flawless condition, hold tremendous value. Why? Because high-grade modern coins are much harder to find than most people imagine. Billions were minted, yet almost all were thrown into pockets, purses, stores, vending machines, and coin jars. Only a tiny handful survived in perfect condition. Why the 1990 D penny became valuable. The true magic behind the 1990 D penny lies in its condition and rarity of perfection. A normal circulated piece is worth 1 cent. A clean but lightly used one might bring a few cents. But when graders examine a coin and find surfaces that are sharp, glossy, untouched, free from scratches, bumps, or bag marks, the game changes immediately. The rarity of ultra-gem grade pieces pushes them into the world of premium numismatics where collectors bid, compete, and fight for the best examples on the market. When a 1990 D penny receives a high mint state grade, especially near the top of the scale, prices shoot up into the hundreds. The top recorded sales of this coin have reached around $442 depending on condition, color, strike, and eye appeal. This is exactly why people are digging into their old jars, coin rolls, and collections. Hidden gems still exist, waiting for someone lucky enough to discover them. The history behind the DSIGN, the Lincoln cent, is no ordinary coin. Its history stretches across one of the most important eras of American numismatics. Introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than a symbolic figure. For decades, the wheat ears design decorated the reverse, symbolizing strength and agriculture. In 1959, for Lincoln's 150th birthday, The wheat design was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial, a powerful monument in Washington, D.C. This design remained until 2008, making the 1990 cent part of that long era of memorial cents. Collectors love this history. Every cent carries the legacy of Lincoln, the struggles of the Civil War, the preservation of the Union, and the story of America rising again. That alone gives emotional value. Combine that with rare mint conditions and you have a recipe for a highly desirable collectible. What makes your 1990 penny worth money? To understand whether your coin could be the next $442 penny, you need to carefully examine several important features. First is the mint mark. The small letter D below the year shows it was minted in Denver. Second is the strike quality. Look closely at Lincoln's hair, beard, and coat. Are the lines crisp? Are the details sharp? Third is the surface condition. Any scratches, fingerprints, dull spots or nicks will lower value instantly. Fourth is the color. Red pennies, the bright copper-colored ones with original mint luster, are worth far more than brown ones that have aged or toned. Finally, the grading scale. Coins graded in mint state 65 to mint state 68 are the ones that bring big money. Some extremely high-grade examples have amazed the collectors community by selling in premium auctions for hundreds of dollars. So always keep your eyes open, because any 1990 penny that looks clean, shiny, and untouched could be a hidden treasure. Market value and collector demand. Right now, in today's collector market, the demand for top-quality Lincoln Memorial cents has exploded. People love collecting complete sets of pennies from 1959 to 2008. Because of this, ultra-high-grade coins from common years suddenly become valuable. Coins that once nobody cared about are now being treated like gold by collectors searching for perfection. The market value for the highest-grade 1990 Lincoln cents can reach around $442, with the number fluctuating based on auctions, grading companies, rarity of the slabbed piece, and buyer competition. Even lower-grade mint-state examples can sell for good money, making this coin worth checking carefully. The best part is that the supply of untouched, high-luster, original 1990 pennies is extremely limited. Every year, more coins are damaged, lost, spent, or melted. Meanwhile, collector interest keeps rising. This imbalance makes rare survivors more valuable over time. Where TOs search for a rare 1990 PNNY. Start with your change jars, old piggy banks, boxes of coins you forgot about, penny rolls that you bought from banks or collected during childhood. Many rare finds have come from everyday households. If you pick up a coin that looks cleaner or shinier than the rest, put it aside. Use a magnifying glass. Check every detail. You may be holding a $400 coin without even knowing it. Closing MESSAG. So, my friends, never underestimate the power of a single penny. The 1990 Lincoln cent may be small, but it carries history, artistry, and hidden value that can surprise anyone. In the world of coins, even the most ordinary-looking piece can turn into something extraordinary if it survives in perfect condition. If you have a 1990 penny at home, take a closer look. You might be the next person to discover a tiny copper treasure worth hundreds of dollars. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the world of rare American coins. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, like, and share it with other collectors and treasure hunters. Stay curious, stay passionate, and keep searching, because your next great discovery might be sitting right in the palm of your hand. If you want, I can also make short script, title ideas, description, or thumbnail text for this video. Today's story is going to shock you because we are talking about a modern penny, a coin most people ignore, a coin that disappears into pockets, drawers, and piggy banks every single day. But what if I told you that one of these pennies, one ordinary-looking little copper-colored coin from 2010 minted in Denver, is not ordinary at all? What if I told you that a simple 2010 Lincoln penny could be worth not 1 cent, not $5, not even $50, but an astonishing market value of $442? Yes, the 2010 Ultra Lincoln penny, a 1-cent coin turning into serious money. Today we are uncovering the unbelievable story, the history, the minting details, the errors, the varieties, the reasons collectors are hunting this coin, and why this small piece of metal carries such surprising value. So get ready, because what you are about to hear will completely change the way you look at your pocket change forever. Let's begin with the background. The year 2010 marked the continuation of the shield reverse design, a new era for the Lincoln penny after the 4 special designs from 2009. This shield symbolized unity and strength, representing the strong foundation of the United States. The obverse still proudly carried the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has become one of the most iconic images in American currency history. The 2010 D pennies were minted in massive numbers at the Denver Mint, millions and millions rolling out of the presses. But hidden among these common coins, a few extremely special pieces emerged. Coins with ultra-sharp strikes, spectacular luster, and in some cases rare minting anomalies that set them apart. That is where the surprise begins. That is where the value begins to rise. Collectors discovered that certain 2010 D Lincoln pennies had unusually high quality compared to the average circulation penny. Perfect surfaces, spotless fields, crisp details in Lincoln's beard, hair, and jacket, and flawless lines across the Union shield. When grading experts evaluated these coins, some of them reached premium levels, the kind of grades that push values into the hundreds of dollars. As the demand grew, so did the prices. Auctions began recording shocking sales and the market slowly recognized the Ultra Lincoln penny as a modern treasure. But the story gets even more interesting when we look at the minting process. Modern coins are supposed to be extremely precise, but even with advanced machinery, mistakes happen. The 2010 D penny is known for having several error varieties, and some of these errors significantly raise the coin's worth. Coins struck on misaligned dies, coins with off-center strikes, coins showing unusual doubling on the date, the Liberty lettering, or the shield details. Each of these errors transforms a penny into a collectible worth real money. And when such a coin appears in near-perfect condition, collectors go wild for it. Now let's talk about rarity. It might surprise you that even though millions were minted, very few ultra-high-quality pieces survive today. Most pennies get tossed into pockets, rubbed against other coins, dropped, scratched, scraped, and damaged. But a coin that escapes circulation early, a coin that goes straight into storage, a coin preserved without even a single blemish, becomes extremely rare. The combination of rarity, beauty, error varieties, and collector demand pushes certain 2010 D pennies to incredible prices. That is exactly how we get to the remarkable market value of $442 for specific ultra-grade, or error examples. Imagine finding one of these in your change. Imagine holding a small copper-coated zinc coin that looks like every other penny but secretly holds the worth of multiple $100 bills. That is the magic of coin collecting. That is the excitement that keeps treasure hunters searching every day. Modern coins may appear ordinary, but some of them hide unbelievable value. Let's explore more about what makes this coin special. The Lincoln portrait on the obverse of the 2010 penny was originally designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to honor the centennial of Lincoln's birth. For over a century, it has remained a powerful symbol of leadership, courage, and American history. The reverse design, created by Lindo Bass and engraved by Joseph Mena, showcases the Union shield with a single scroll engraved with the word 1 cent. The shield carries 13 stripes representing the original colonies and symbolizes strength under a unified government. When this beautifully symbolic design was released, collectors immediately paid close attention, knowing that new designs often create new opportunities for rare finds. Now let's talk about why collectors love modern rare pennies so much. First, they are affordable to search. Anyone can start hunting for them. You don't need large amounts of money. You just need patience, curiosity, and the willingness to examine each coin. Second, the reward can be massive. Finding a $442 penny in your spare change is like discovering a hidden treasure in plain sight. Third, modern rare coins can appreciate in value over time. As collectors become more interested in varieties, prices can climb higher and higher. The 2010 D Ultra Lincoln penny is a perfect example of this trend. A coin younger than 15 years already gaining huge collector interest. Every year more people realize that modern coins are full of surprises. So how do you know if your 2010 D penny might be worth hundreds of dollars instead of just 1 cent? Here are the things to look for. Start with condition. If your coin has brilliant shine, sharp details, and no scratches or marks, it could be valuable. Next, look for doubling on the date, letters, or shield lines. Also check for off-center strikes, wide rims, or unusual shapes. Any error, even a tiny one, can add significant value. Finally, if your coin looks special, consider getting it graded by a professional service. A high grade can transform its market value instantly. Now imagine the story of a collector opening a small roll of pennies, expecting nothing unusual, and suddenly finding a flawless 2010D penny with a striking error. That moment of discovery, that rush of excitement, that sense of uncovering a hidden gem is what drives the world of numismatics. Each tiny coin carries a story. Each coin carries a piece of American history. And some coins carry a fortune. The 2010D Ultra Lincoln Penny has become one of the modern coins that collectors dream of finding. From its symbolic design to its rare high-quality examples, from its unique era varieties to its growing demand, everything about this coin creates a perfect storm of value and excitement. And today its highest market value stands at an impressive $442, proving that even the smallest coin can hold massive worth. So next time you pick up a penny, don't ignore it. Don't toss it aside. Look closely. Inspect it. That 1-cent piece in your hand might be the next rare treasure. It might be the next coin that turns into hundreds of dollars. It might be your chance to join the incredible world of coin discoveries. Thank you for watching and diving into another incredible numismatic adventure. If you enjoyed this story of the rare 2010D Ultra Lincoln Penny, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next powerful episode. The world of coins is filled with secrets, and together we will uncover them one by one. Script ENDS if you want, I can also write a more dramatic version, a shorter version, a voiceover optimized version, or a thumbnail text list. Just tell me.